Today's guest is a healthcare professional, entrepreneur, and wellness advocate. She is the founder of Ignited by Light and a deeply compassionate wellness advocate whose passion is helping people discover natural ways to restore health, hope, and vitality. We already know the ultimate answer is 42, and today we're going to find out from Robyn Yamamoto what the ultimate question we should be asking in our business is. What's up, everybody? Michael Johnson here with the 42 podcast, where we already know the answer and we're on a quest to find the ultimate question. I'm excited you're here with me today as we explore the ultimate question with another amazing guest expert and business owner. Today, we have Robyn joining us on the show, and let's get her on the screen so that she can start to share with her EEI, her experience, her expertise, and her insight on this crazy journey that she's been on. Robyn, thank you so much for being on the show. It is such a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much. I'm really happy to be here.
Excited to hear and share. I've gotten to hear a little piece of it already, but I'm excited to share with everybody your journey and this crazy road that you've gone on to get to the point where you're doing what you do today. So you got to start back from the beginning and share with us your journey and your story of how you got here.
Yeah, and it feels very simple to me. I mean, I'm a natural born empath. I just feel like I look for the people, and here I am. Like, I just find myself helping people. High school, I fell into dentistry very quickly. It was like I could be chairside and I didn't have to do all the other things below the neck. And so I thought that was my journey, right? So I got to help people and I got to build a career, and I still got to be with patients and people and go home to my family. But life happens, right? The
Right.
world shut down, and which meant I shut down, and opportunities came to me to work on myself and work on my family. So my journey got to shift a little bit.
Right.
With that.
Right.
Yeah. So, I'm still who I am, but dentistry has changed in my views.
Right. Yeah. Right. That's such a huge path and a huge shift. Tell me a little bit more about that transition and what made you, or what got you to the point where that you were like, okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to do this and make the change and the adjustment. Cause that's a big deal. That's a big step.
It was a big deal. I thought I was going to retire doing dentistry. I mean, I still love teeth. I have dreams of teeth, and I love everything the neck up. And I'm always like helping people still with their teeth questions or their mouth questions. Believe it or not, there's many. But there was a business side of dentistry that I didn't really care for. I mean, it's still a business. I never really felt that was me. I liked just the care part, but unfortunately that's just not how it goes. But when the world shut down, I had time to work on myself. I had ailments. I'm human, right? So right. I needed to work on. And so I was introduced to the technology side of health, right? And I mean, when I tell you I had a transition like physically and mentally. And I thought, maybe this is the time, and to drop the gloves literally and the mask. It was scary because it was 34 years of my life. I mean, when I was 18, I was like, oh my gosh, this is it, yay me. And but I was like 80% happy all the time. And then there was that part that I'm like, oh, it's just a job and I can't wait to retire. Now I'm like, I want to do this forever. Like, maybe I could do this forever. So it was scary. But I have a huge faith in myself and passion. So sometimes you just follow that.
Right. Tell us a little bit about that moment. I mean, I think you told me it was back during the pandemic, and you had some rough times, and I'd love to hear more about that part, because I feel like a lot of people can relate to, especially during that time.
Oh my gosh, it was scary. Like, you're just home. Everything's shut down. So it's like, well, are you going to get paid? Are you when can you go to work? I mean, it was over a year where I couldn't. And then I was also catching it all the time.
Oh my gosh.
So I had it 4 times.
Oh my gosh.
It affected me quite quite profoundly. I mean, every time I got it, it was worse each time, because
Right.
everything just kept building, and then it was I was just miserable. I mean, I literally, physically and mentally, was miserable. So when I tried the technology myself, at first I wasn't thinking the business. I was thinking, oh my gosh, my life is improving. My life is where it needs to be. I found that there was like, oh my gosh, okay, maybe I'll be able to go to work someday. And I did go back when the world opened up. I did. But what I found was I wasn't the same person. When I went back, I was like, oh, I got to go back, rather than, yay, I get to go back. And so that's when I knew, like, okay, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to transition into something else that meant something for the rest of my life. I mean, I'm
Right.
53 now. I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do if I'm miserable? So there was
Yeah.
a big change. It was exciting. It was scary, but I was ready, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the how you found this you've mentioned it a couple times, this technology that you
Yeah.
found, because I remember when we first chatted, you talked about being a little skeptical about the whole idea and the concept, and understandably so.
Yeah.
But tell me about how that came about, and what led you to even just giving it a try.
Yeah. I always have kind of been like seeking and exploring side effects, or, well, what if you did this, because when you're in dentistry, you got to prescribe things for people, or sometimes you have to think outside the box for whatever that condition is. So I always was always a little researcher, a little science nerdy. And so I started doing my
Mhm.
own research, and I had a friend who was very natural, right? And so she said, well, she listed off all the things. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say them, but she listed off all the things I rattled that I had wrong with me, from literally in my brain to physical in my body, that was wrong. And she's like, stick it on. I'm going to give you one, and then call me in the morning. So I'm wearing it here today so you can see it, but I stuck it on the back of my neck where I was having a lot of issues. And I didn't ask any questions at the time, but when I woke up in the morning, I literally was worried, because that's how amazing I felt. And I called her and I said, I what was in
This
there?
is like at the fourth time you had the thing from the pandemic.
Yeah,
Oh
I mean,
my gosh!
I had no taste, no smell. I had brain fog. I had like all the things. I mean, it was bad, and I had such
Wow.
bad pain everywhere. Just, it was bad. And so when I woke up, and I'm like, so I called her because I was concerned at the time. I'm like, well, I still got to go back to work. Your drug test and all these things. I'm like, what was in there? Like, what's happening? I was a little nervous. And so, because I didn't do my research, I'm like, if it'll help me, stick it on. And so I literally, and then she told me, she's like, there's nothing in there. It's, she basically, it's like phototherapy. It's like the sunlight. And I was thinking, yeah, red light therapy is kind of a big thing. So I did my own research, and I probably should have done it before, because I would have been all in, but I was just stick it on. It's like, what is this little sticker going to do? And the sticker does nothing. It's the technology that does it. So the sticker doesn't know what's wrong with you. It didn't know that I was miserable from whatever I was miserable from. It doesn't know, but it does know how to react with your body, with the technology, and that reaction will cause another reaction. And now your body knows what to do. So I was like shocked and also very skeptical, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
tried a couple of more, and every time I tried it, life was just opening up. So I did do a lot of research, and I just couldn't keep my mouth shut after that. It just
Yeah.
was like, yeah, it was
Yeah.
awesome. It was awesome.
Well, and when we first chatted, I have to say that I was just like, wait, is there stuff in it? Is there
Yeah,
medicine
right.
in it? Is there? And you were like, there's nothing. It's just the sticker with the tech that's
Yeah.
built into it. And so really, the potential for uh causing harm, and you hear all those commercials on TV that have to have like a book read of all the ways it can kill you if you
Right.
take it,
Right.
and
Right.
this doesn't have that, because there's nothing in it,
No.
which is crazy and cool and mysterious and maybe scary
Right.
for for a lot of people, but you went and did your own research and figured out that you felt good about it. And then you started having your family participate and checking it out. So you were like testing it too.
I was testing it. Well, I mean, it was like, well, I do get tested myself. So my main thing was like, well, great, I'm feeling pretty good. And guess what? My taste and smell came back because they were going to do an exploratory. Maybe it'll come back. I'm like, but after 8 days, it came back on its own. So it was like, well, what is going on? So for me, it was like, what's in here? I did my own research and there's nothing in it. So you're not allergic to your own body. There's no side effects. It's your body doing what it's designed to do.
That's cool.
And repair itself, right? So regenerative medicine just is basically your body regenerating its own ability to do that. So my husband had issues. My kids, they're teenagers, right? So teenagers come with their own little things. And so they weren't having physical issues, but with the shutdown and you've got kids, that's hard. And so anxiety and all these things. So I'm like, I'm putting them on. Let's see what happens. And so I had them test it myself. It was awesome. They were like my test cases, and it was amazing the results that I was getting. So yeah, it was great.
This is super cool. And so you've built your accidental business on this and on the concept and on the ability to get the word out about this tech, and what a cool direction to go. You said earlier that you had found something that you were passionate about and that you were like, I could do this forever. And I feel like so many entrepreneurs out there are seeking that, and they're looking for that thing. Maybe they're building a business, or maybe they took the leap to do their business because they loved it, and that's why they stick through the hard part. So I think a lot of people could potentially relate with you in what you were doing, besides the fact that sounds like an amazing product and an amazing thing that you offer. The fact that you've built your business on that and built something that has helped you and your family find security and find some passion and love for what it is that you do. I think all of us are seeking that on a regular basis. But I'm excited to get to the next piece. So as usual, we ask all our guests to bring and come up with their ultimate question that they think we should be asking in our business. And so we need to transition and move to that. Before we get to today's ultimate questions, a quick note from Business Choreography. One of the biggest mistakes I see experts make is treating every webinar, workshop, or live training like a brand new project. They rebuild the page, rewrite the emails, rework the follow-up, then wonder why events feel exhausting. Business Choreography created the free Event Systems Masterclass to help you think differently. Instead of running random events, you can build a repeatable event system that educates your market, creates trust, and leads to more qualified conversations. You can watch it free at eventchoreo.com. That's eventchoreo.com. With that, let's get back to the show. Yeah. What do you believe is the ultimate question we should be asking in our business?
Yeah, when you gave me that, I thought of a couple, but as far as me, when I was thinking about me and my business, when I think about when you learn about the connection between hope, for me, wellness, helping people, when you change a perspective of, are you doing it for somebody else's business, or do you want to do it still for somebody else, but for yourself? It changed the perspective for me, right? I knew, okay, my passion is people and health and helping. I'm an empath. I'm like I would just do anything for anybody. But in my career, I had to show up to work. I had to sign in, sign out for somebody else. It was like exhausting. And so it was just that connection between, oh my gosh, there's hope for everybody. And that just changed my perspective. So my question would be then for myself, why for somebody else and why not for myself? What was the connection there? Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. There's a lot of entrepreneurs out there in the world that are chasing a dime. Yeah. And usually they're the younger ones in the mix, right? They're all after, and understandably so. They got to make money, they've got to live, they've got to build their future, and so they're out to seek a dime. And then they find themselves very miserable,
Oh yeah.
having built something that maybe does earn a dime,
Yeah.
but it is at the cost of their soul. I mean,
Oh
that
yeah.
sounds so epic,
Oh yeah.
but the way you present that question,
Yeah.
I think it's super valuable. Like, is it for you? Are you
Right.
doing it for you? Or are you doing it because you think you can do it? And I had I had someone that I chatted with the other day. Gosh, I wish I could give them credit. Uh, maybe it'll come back to me. But they pointed out that retirement was something that was created in modern day times, and that it wasn't something that was done throughout history. Like, people did
Yeah.
what they did. They
Right.
they went after and lived what they lived. And they, if they were blacksmith, it's because they loved it and
Yeah.
they died a blacksmith, right?
Yeah.
Like, they
Yeah.
they did it for their life and they loved it and they loved doing it for people. And I think that's kind of the case for a lot of
Yeah.
great professions. Is a lot of people go into it because they love it and it's their passion, it's who they are and what they're about. But
Yeah.
what a cool direction, and what a great question. What do you suppose holds people back from even getting to the point to ask that question?
I think fear, because people are like, well, what if the money doesn't come?
Right.
What if people change directions? What if the company goes away? What if nobody's interested in it? Um, I think that's why I stayed in my career for so long, because it was stable, it was successful, even though there was 20% of it that I really didn't agree with. I didn't agree with the business side of it, just because I knew you need to make money, but I didn't like doing it on the behalf of people's mouths. But anyway, um,
Right.
but when I found this, literally, I am a natural entrepreneur. I love seeking. I seek questions and answers all the time. But this company, there isn't another. There won't be another. There are all the protected patents on the technology that I'm like, oh my gosh, this really is it. And so the fear of what if it goes away, that was completely gone. The fear of would people be interested completely went away, because I think that the world's eyes are open to, they are tired of losing hope in their own health. People are tired of feeling yucky. And like you said, the commercials where there's a list of you're gonna lose some limbs, that's scary in itself. So finding something that has like zero side effects, and you're no chance of losing limbs, eyes, or whatever it is that you might develop another earlobe or something. I mean, there was no, the fear completely went away. And I think because I got my own story, and
Yeah.
then my family story, and then friend's story, I'm like, I'm telling the world, like, that's it. I literally went back to work for 2 weeks just so I could say why I was leaving, and share what I was doing. It was
Yeah.
incredible. It was very freeing for me.
Right. What a
Mhm.
great question to really challenge us,
Yeah.
and I think too, just challenge those of us that are in businesses that we don't like. And
Yeah.
I've had a few of those along the way where I built it and it worked and it was earning
Yeah.
money,
Yeah.
and I hated it. Having been through that, I think there definitely is a time where it's like, well, yeah, I built that, and yeah, it's making
Yeah.
money, and it's really hard
Right.
to walk away from that or make a new decision from that point or that perspective. But sometimes it happens. Sometimes you build it and you think
Yeah.
you're going to love it, and it's not what happens.
Like, whoops. Yeah. Or you just do it because you're like, okay, I just got to finish this out because I started it,
Yeah.
and so people get very comfortable, I think, too. And I actually really like change. Some people don't like change, but I actually crave it. I
Yeah.
get stuck for too long. So yeah.
I love that.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's transition a bit into your other ultimate question. We asked Robyn to prepare a her ultimate question for life. So, what do you believe is the ultimate question we should all be asking in our life?
Yeah, I mean, I asked myself that a lot. And it was, who do I want to be known as? Like, if somebody were to say, oh, I knew Robyn when, what would they say about me? So the question was like, okay, would they think of me as I was just trying to pull the wool over their head, or did she really care, or who was she as a person? Was she just about the teeth? Like I had, when you said that, I was thinking, okay, well, who am I? So I think the ultimate question is, if you sit back and you close your eyes and you just think, well, what would people say about me and how I impacted them? I think that would help guide people in their business and in their life, because you want people to be able to say, you don't want to know that that person was miserable. They were, you really want the good things to be said. So I
Right.
think if you close your eyes and you sit like, what would people say and think about me when I'm not here? Well, that's the ultimate question. Like, what do you want people to say and know about you and who you are? How would they remember you?
Right. Right.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
a great question to come to grips with, because
Yeah.
in an interesting sort of way, that gives you the goal and the target
Yeah.
of your path and the journey that you're going to try to take, so that that becomes a reality.
Yeah.
And I've heard people say in the past, well, it's none of your business what other people think, and I don't think that that's the spirit of this question. And so
Right.
I kind of want to put it out there that, like,
Yeah.
I think the spirit of this question is deciding what the target is, so that you can move towards the target effectively. And
Yeah.
for all of us that have built businesses,
Yep.
that's what you do. You go, I want to attain this. And now you start kind of working your way backwards and going, well, what has to be in place in order for that to be true? And in order for
Right.
that to be a thing. And I think by asking this question, we could certainly do so. We can
Yeah.
certainly dig into that and go, okay, just like we would do a business, we would
Yeah.
also do that with our life. And we can also have some control and some,
Right.
obviously the path we're going to go on will be unique
Right.
no matter what, but we can
Yeah.
at least head towards the target.
That's right. That's right. Well, and when you set your goals, I was thinking, well, now that I'm not in front of patients every day, I'm out there, right? I'm very, very, very extroverted. But like how I found you, how can I reach more people? You need to get yourself out there and share the word. I mean, before I had it, I had no idea what it was, and now I see it on every. I see it on people. Like, oh hey, but that's the thing. Like, you need to. I had my goal. I want to reach 1 billion homes. I want to be able to have people remember, like, thank God I found Robyn because she helped me with X, Y, and Z.
Right.
But it wouldn't happen if I wasn't out there sharing it.
Right.
And the same side of it, I mean, it's a huge, huge business side of it too,
Right.
that I completely believe in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That's amazing.
it's an amazing business.
I love it. I know for all of you listening that in there's some things in here I hopefully have drawn up some curiosity for you. We are Robyn and I chatted, and we've been very particular about keeping the curiosity about what she does and what she has and how she serves people a little bit cryptic, only for the sake of this video being able to find its way to your eyeballs and your ears.
Yeah,
And that being said, I think there's so much more for you to discover about what Robyn can help you with and what she can do with you. I think that if you're even remotely curious, that you need to move forward with learning more about Robyn and what she does and how she can help you. But most importantly, I'd like you to take some time to answer those questions. And I know Robyn and I would both love to hear what you've come up with. Put it in the comments below, and we'll watch and we'll pay attention. And when you comment, we would like to hear it. And if you have a question, or if you want to comment on what we discussed today, please put it in the comments below, so that we can respond to you and we can see how these questions have affected you, and what you maybe came up with, maybe what your answer is. And we'd love to see it below. That being said, Robyn, you brought something for our guests today, and I'd love you to tell us a little bit about what you brought for them.
yeah, yeah. And I do this from my heart. It's not from the company. It's just from me. When people decide they want to take the leap, they want to try it like I tried it. I will know, because you go through me to do that. And then I take the time one-on-one to see what else you might want to try. And on me, there'll be a free 30-day, complimentary 30-day on something else that you're willing and wanting to work on yourself, from me, not from the company, just because it's who I am. I love to give. I love people to try. So we'll reach out if you do want to try it and you order, then I'll know, because there'll be a link and we can talk one-on-one. We can talk on a Zoom, we can talk on the phone, and I'll send you, another 30 days of something you want to try, and see if there's something else you want to work on in your health and in your life, whatever it might be, mental or physical. Yeah.
I love that. I
Yeah.
think that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And we'll put all of those links in the description below so you can go find those and
Yeah.
be able to find your way to get more information from Robyn about what she does and how this technology can help you in a positive way. Of course, as usual, we're so grateful that you came to share your time and your experience, your expertise, and your insight with us.
Yeah.
We're so grateful to have you come and share that journey and wisdom with us on this show, and we're excited for you guys all to listen and ask those questions. So do that and let us know what your experience is doing that. Or asking those questions to yourself and what you came up with. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us on the show, Robyn. And until next time, everyone, remember 42 is the answer. Keep searching for the ultimate question. And remember, don't panic.